so you've gotten into heroin at this point, and you're still working at the Carpenters Union. So what happened? What happened next?
So I've been a functioning addict up until about year and a half ago. I've always had, and when I say a functioning addict, obviously I have a bunch of problems, but the way I made my money and my motivation to make my money and to keep working was to get drugs. I was making good money. I have a good job, good stable job. My employers liked me. I've always been a fast learner and been skilled at my job. Um, so as long as I had drugs, I would show up to work and I'd do a very good job, and I would go home and I would run through my checks, spending it on minimal bills and all on drugs. That was my hustle. My hustle was the legal hustle of just working and just keeping it together that way.
And and so, I mean, did they notice a change in you at work at all? Like, did did they ever catch you nodding out or anything like that?
So my work didn't know up until about 2 years ago. And that was around the time where I was going through drugs way too fast to where if I was dope sick, I wouldn't call into work. I wouldn't show up to work until I got well that day. And then I would call them and be like, oh shit, I fucking slept through my alarm or whatever. And once they saw a pattern, like every Monday, every Monday that would happen, or close to payday, but never on payday because that's how I was going to get my drugs. Um, they knew something was up and they were like, hey, we're going to have to can you if you keep doing this. And I did it a lot. Like they must have really liked me to not do it any sooner. Um, but yeah, I mean, using heroin and benzos, that was all I did. I would go home from work and I would get my sack and me and my girlfriend would use. Um, and I remember going on vacations with my girlfriend's family, and we'd buy like a half ounce to last us like not even a week, like maybe like 4 or 5 days. And every time we would run through it and end up having to rush home dope sick to try to get more. And that was just the worst feeling. And up until this last year, I came clean. I wanted help. And at that point, I was using heavy opiates. I was using fentanyl, Xanax. I was using just heavy opiates. And they kind of saw that my mom, she's a recovered alcoholic, and she always knew something was there, but she hadn't really been in my life at that point, so she couldn't really say anything to me. But this whole last year has just been just a constant battle trying to get my life together and get on the straight and narrow and start mending relationships and trying to live a productive, normal, meaningful life with genuine relationships.
Did you experience any, either with yourself or your girlfriend or anyone else around you, like any legal or health repercussion from you? Like ever see an overdose or anything like that?
So overdoses, I've seen a lot of overdoses. And those have shooken me up a lot. Um, you know, um, yeah. The first few times I seen some people overdose, I freaked out, lost my shit, didn't know what to do. Um, and then the more that I saw, I mean, the calmer I would be. People would freak out in the background. I'm like, if you're gonna freak out, you gotta leave. You gotta check his heartbeat. You gotta breathe for him, and just keep shooting them with Narcan until they wake up. And they'll be okay as long as they have a pulse and as long as you're breathing for them.